YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Paul's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're going to do our playthrough of Pokémon Blue to figure out who the best Poison-type Pokémon is in Generation 1. We played through 3 Pokémon so far in this challenge, Tentacruel, Weezing, and Muck. Recommend you check them out, they're a lot of fun to do. Today we're playing through with Arbok. Arbok is known as the Cobra Pokémon. If you spell Arbok backwards, it spells Cobra with a K. Same with Ekans. If you spell Ekans backwards, it spells Snake. Fun little tidbit for the day. Let's review the stats, talk about our type effectiveness, and then dive into this playthrough. HP is 60, Attack is 85, Defense is 69, very nice. Speed is 80, and Special is 65. There's not really a glaring weakness on the stats other than they just need to be higher for this Pokemon to be effective. If you look at the move pool, I'm not going to go into that right now, but the move pool, there's no stab moves here, which really affect this Pokemon in the later game. Let's review the type effectiveness real quick. We were weak to 3 things in Gen 1. Ground, Psychic, and Bug type. Bug type is not listed here because this is from future generations where they changed this, but in Gen 1 we were weak to Bug, which isn't really a big deal. We deal with like 1 Bug move the entire game, that's Leech Life, which usually Zubats have that. We are immune to nothing, but we resist Fighting, Poison, and Grass type. The fact we resist Grass type is why Bulbasaur is not an option when it comes to the Rivals Pokemon. Let's dive into that battle. Our Rival's name is Lycansub, we gave him a Squirtle. We gave Squirtle because all the moves we have are neutral against him except for Mega Drain, but if that's the worst case scenario, then that's fine. We resist all Bulbasaur's Grass moves, so that's why it's not a good option. And when it comes to Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard, we have Dig and Earthquake to take care of Charmander and Charmeleon, and we have Rock Slide to take care of Charizard, so that's not a good option either. So Squirtle is the most neutral option. That means we actually deal with the worst team, I think, that a rival gets. And we go into our second rival battle at level 7. This was a risk, because we're lower level than both of his Pokemon, but we do outspeed. And if we outspeed, Wrap is a great move to use if you outspeed, because if we go first, we're going to go first, I'm going to phrase that, and if we keep hitting Wrap, we're never going to get attacked, which is what happens in this battle. We could probably have softened up Squirtle a little bit more, but if you hit Wrap before the opposition hits you, it'll just keep going and going, and you get a pretty easy win if you outspeed. So that's why I went into this battle. It was a risk, but risk was worth it. If you get Sand Attack in that battle, it could be over pretty quick. And we move right into the Bug Force. We'll talk a little bit more about this Pokemon. So, I want to bring this up really quick. We are Poison type. We could be Poison Ground, honestly. I think that would have been a better typing for this Pokemon. In future generations, I think Poison Dark might be a better type, but Poison Ground in Generation 1 definitely should have been a considered option. We're in a medium fast growth rate, the second fast growth rate in any playthrough. Medium slow is the best. Critical hit, we critical hit 15.63% of the time because of our speed, which is pretty decent for a playthrough. That's not bad. And if you look at the right side, we're going to look at our moves really quick. We have some great moves when it comes to this Pokemon. We get Bite at level 17, not great, but good for early game. And then we get nothing else via level that's useful. Acid would be great, but we don't get it till level 47. It doesn't make sense with this Pokemon. If we had that instead of Poison Sting, I'm sure this Pokemon would be just absolutely amazing. And then if you look at our TM move pool, we get access to Body Slam, Mega Drain, Earthquake, Dig, and a Rock Slide. Great type coverage with this Pokemon. This is why I said this Pokemon maybe should have been Ground type, because it has a lot of ground moves. It pretty much gets access to every ground move that's available. So this Pokemon gets better ground and rock moves than a lot of rock Pokemon get. We did the Rock type challenge recently, and Aerodactyl didn't even get access to Rock Slide. It doesn't make sense. But we are facing the Million Light Years trainer now in Brock's gym, and this battle goes south for me. I took the Blackout here. So Blackouts don't count towards our reset because it's strategic. We took the Blackout here because beating Diglett levels up to level 11, and this is an example of how bad things can get when Sand Attack is used. So right now we got hit by Sand Attack. I think we got hit by Sand Attack. That's 5 times, I think, what's available to us right now, 5 or 6 times. And look how bad this move goes. We get Sandshrew to the brink of being beat, and we just can't do it because we can't hit one more Wrap. So we're going to try this battle again. Like I said, we took the Blackout, not at reset, because we wanted to keep the level that we got beating Diglett. And this is actually strategic. There are some times we're facing this battle over and over and over again is better because you get so much more experience yields facing this trainer, or even if you black out the Brock, than you do facing wild bugs in the Bug Forest. Metapods and Cocooners are pretty solid when it comes to stats, but these are just way more. So by fighting him one more time, we got another level. We're going to leave, level up, and come right back and face Brock. It's 7 minutes and 30 seconds. We're at level 13. This was a very risky fight, and you're going to see why. Now, this Pokemon has Poison Sting, Leer, and Wrap. Haven't talked about these moves yet. Wrap and Leer work very well with each other because you can lower the opposites' defense and hit Wrap, and if you don't get hit back, they have lower defense, so you can deal out a lot of damage. Poison Sting is a garbage move, and it actually would be better in this battle if Brock didn't have 5 full heals per Pokemon, because then you can poison the opposition, and you're getting extra damage on top of Wrapping. Now the problem with Geodude, he likes to go for Defense Curl, so you really can't go for a lot of Leers because he's just going to keep doing it. Now he did stay at -2 defense there, so we got pretty lucky. But now we're only at 19 hit points, and we're going into the Onix battle. This is complete luck right here. We get Onyx lowered to minus, how low? -4 defense? Yeah, -4 defense. We're down to 4 hit points. This just shows how lucky this battle is. Wrap usually does not hit this consistent. And it hits this consistent, and when you're hitting this move, that means Onyx can't hit us back. It went for Bide a long time ago, and if we just miss one of these and it releases Bide, we lose. However, we keep persevering, we keep powering through and hitting Onyx with Wrap, and then eventually we do run out of Wrap. Now we get lucky here. We go for Poison Sting, and we poison him. If we wouldn't have poisoned him there, he would have attacked us, and we probably would have lost. But we get a very lucky win over Brock. We probably should have gone to this at a higher level, but we'll take the win nonetheless and move right on to Mount Moon. Mount Moon, there's not a lot of things in Mount Moon. Some Pokemon you can pick up like a couple, like a TM here and there, but all we get is a rare candy and an Ether. And now we face the Super Duper Nerd who's protecting his fossils, and we go for Bite. We've added Bite now. Bite's a great move. Got level 17, and it makes a lot of these Pokemon a lot easier, a lot more manageable. It's a 2-hit knockout. We don't have to rely on the luck and chance of Wrap, so we don't have to worry about that. We grab the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. I know if I didn't tell you, you're going to ask. Actually, now I think of it, go ahead and ask. Comments are great for the YouTube algorithm. Shout out to my dry bread, and we're going to face our 3rd rival battle of the game on Nugget Bridge. Now we get Sand Attack here, so honestly, in doing the editing, I thought somehow we got a reset here, but I think it's a different battle we get later, where we get a reset. So we're going to go ahead and bite the Pidgey. We've already got our actually lowered. I think we're -3 on accuracy. In Generation 2, the overlay actually shows you how you are in this, but Generation 1, I don't have that on here. So we bite the Abra. I kind of wish we had a move to replenish some health. That would have been useful, but we'll do what it is. And we get some very, very lucky stuff going on there. That's luck, pure luck. Now I want to showcase this because you can actually avoid that hiker right there. There's a hiker with 3 Geodudes and a Machop. You can actually avoid him if you don't need to get Seismitoss. Just want to showcase that. We don't have a great move to deal with him. That's why I wanted to showcase that. This battle is inconsequential. I just wanted to showcase that you can avoid that battle in this playthrough if you want to. And now we're going to face this guy, which this guy is not really that important in most playthroughs, but in this playthrough it is because it gives us access to a really good move that I've already talked about, which is Dig. Dig is 100 base power. It's a ground type move. It only has 10 power points, so you got to be mindful of the power points expiring. However, we get this move, and this gives us the ability to beat Misty pretty easy. So Misty's going to come out, and we outspeed both for Pokemon. Nope, we don't outspeed the Starmie. So we outspeed her Staryu, and Dig is a one-shot. Even with her X-Defend, we critical hit, which is very nice. Bubble Beam does about 1/4 damage to us. Maybe it's about 40%, I don't know. We get the win nonetheless with 2 digs. We beat her, and we move right on to the SSN, where we're going to go ahead and fight this person, and we're going to grab a move. And this move is going to be Body Slam. So now we get a complete upgrade on our move pool. We go from, not like Poison Sting to Dig, and we're going to go from Bite to Body Slam. We're still going to keep Bite for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and add Body Slam, and we're going to face our 4th rival on the SSN. Our rival can come out with Pidgeotto. With this being said, we have a much better move now to deal with Pidgeotto. We get our actually lowered again, so this battle becomes chancy a little bit. But we're going to go ahead, and once we hit the Raticate, we're going to one-shot it. Once we hit the Raticate, we're going to one-shot it. There we go. And then Kadabra, if we hit the Kadabra, it's a one-shot, very good. And then the last Pokemon is Wartortle. Doesn't have a great move against us, so all we got to do is make sure we hit through. Very good. We win and move on to Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge is actually quite easy for Arbok. We are a little bit over-leveled here at level 26, and we also have access to Dig. We don't resist his moves or anything like that, but if he doesn't get a chance to hit us, it doesn't really matter. Voltorb comes out, we go for Body Slam. It's a one-shot, very good. Critical hit, don't know if that mattered or not. It didn't matter on the Pikachu because we didn't critical hit on the Pikachu, we one-shot it. I think we would have one-shot regardless. We're not going to learn Glare, and Raichu's going to go down to 1 dig. Knockout, very good. Get a pretty easy win over Lieutenant Surge. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. And now we move right on to Boomer the Hiker. Boomer the Hiker is given a couple of the poison types problems because you don't have a great move against it. However, Arbok does. Arbok has Dig, and the first Geodude exploded itself. Dig knocked out the second one, and then Grappler goes down to 1 dig. Very good. We beat Boomer the Hiker. We move right on and face Erica's Gym. Erica's Gym is usually not a gym I like to do before I take care of Giovanni. However, if we beat Erica's Gym, we get access to Mega Drain, which makes Giovanni a lot easier. We do have Dig, so it's not a necessity. However, I just want to get this out of the way and move on. So we're facing the Victory Bell, and we're not doing a lot of damage, but Body Slam looks like it's going to be a 3-shot on the Tangela, and then the last Pokemon is Vileplume. Now, it looks like Dig is going to be at least a 3-shot on the Vileplume. It's just like under the threshold of being a 1-shot or a 2-shot, but we get put to sleep, and here's the problem, is Petal Dance gets us knocked out in 3 hits with critical, so we lose this battle, so we got to face one more time. So there's the first official reset of the game. I know I had a blackout earlier. That doesn't count in my playthroughs. It's strategic. So we had 2-shot on the Victory Bell. That went so much better than the last one. took a little bit of damage from the Victor Bell in the first battle against Erica. And Vileplume comes out. She's going to go for the same strategy. She's going to go for Dig. Well, it wouldn't be a horrible idea here as if I got myself poisoned or something, but now I'm thinking of it, we can't get poisoned because we're poison type. So we get a win over Erica, we get the win, and move right on to Giovanni. So now we've added Mega Drain, and our goal here is to keep this moveset as long as possible. We have Body Slam, Mega Drain, Dig, and Rock Slide. This is a very good move pool. Very good moveset, and as you're going to see as we progress on, we get ranges now where they're one-shots, and they progressively get less and less of a one-shot and more two-shot, and sometimes even three-shot as we progress. We beat Giovanni pretty handily. He goes, I'm Batman, and vanishes. I'm Batman, and vanishes. And we're going to move right on to Pokemon Tower and face our 5th rival battle of the game. He is going to come out with a Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto is going to go down to a Rock Slide. Very good. Now, right now, we're over-leveled, so that's why these battles are going this way. If we have the same level as Pidgeotto, it wouldn't have been a one-shot, and that's kind of what I'm getting at with this. So we get the knockout over Execute, very good. Body Slam on the Kadabra, very good. And we have one Pokemon left. We go for Dig. It's a one-shot. No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not a one-shot on the Wartortle. We get the win over our rival, though, and we progress right on to Pokemon Tower. We're not going to showcase that. We're going to showcase our battle against Koga. Koga is a Poison Gym. And being the Poison Gym, we don't really have a great setup here. This is why I'm very shocked. This is what I'm talking about. That move is 2 times effective against Coughing. We just used Dig. We're the same level as Coughing, and that was not a one-shot. That surprised the heck out of me. And it's going to be the same trend with the rest of the Pokemon here. We're not going to be able to hit all these Pokemon. We're actually got minimized, so now we don't have a lot of power points left, so we might not be able to even hit them at all. So now Dig has been disabled, so we're forced to use Body Slam. Now, luckily, they can't use like the poison strategies against me, because like I said, I'm poison type. However, they can keep lowering my accuracy, which is what the problem is right now. They have my accuracy lowered. So now we're going to go for Dig and just hope that Weezing self-destructs, which he does. So that gets us a win over Koga. It was a very sloppy win, not something I'm like, well, not a win I'm proud of, but, you know, we still won nonetheless. And I mean, I'm not going to apologize for winning. And we're going to move right on to Blaine. Blaine, we have the type advantage. We have 2 moves that have type advantages here. We have Dig, which Dig will one-shot the Growlithe, very good. Dig will one-shot the Ponyta, very good. We outspeed all these Pokemon, so we don't have to worry about Rapidash going for Fire Spin, unless we know we don't get a critical hit there. It might not have one-shot. And now we're going to go for Dig on the Arcanine. Fire Blast does so much damage. It does not heal. We get the second Dig in, and we beat Blaine. Pretty easy win, honestly, other than taking a Fire Blast to the face and almost getting one shot from it. And we move on and face our rival in Silphco. Now, we have replaced Dig with Earthquake. So we've upgraded that. Same damage output, so it doesn't change that. So see, right now, we're levels higher than Pidgeot, and it's double effective. We still don't one-shot the Pidgeot. We one-shot the Growlithe. We are not going to one-shot the Execute, so we get put to sleep. It really can't do anything to us. I'm not overly worried about being put to sleep by Execute. It's got to, get through this. Now, he just went for Reflect, and in Gen 1, Reflect only helps the Pokemon that does the Reflect. It doesn't help the whole team, so we're going to one-shot the Alakazam, and then Blastoise comes out. Blastoise does not have a great move in this battle. He only has Water Gun. That's why I said this is like the worst team, because if you had Charizard, at least Charizard would also have the Gyarados, and Gyarados has like Hydro Pumps. That's a very powerful move to have this early in the game. So that's where and then same thing with Bulbasaur. If you had the Bulbasaur line, you'd also have a Gyarados. So there's another powerful Pokemon you got to deal with. But now we're facing Giovanni, and we have something for everything here. We have a decent move for every Pokemon except for the Kangaskhan. But, I mean, Earthquake's still going to be a 2-shot. It probably would have been a 3-shot without a critical hit. Mega Drain replenishes our health on the Rhyhorn. We have one Pokemon left, and that is Nidoqueen. And Earthquake is 2 times effective, and look how much damage it does. We are 2 levels higher with a move that's 2 times effective, and we have a decent attack stat, but it did in 1 shot. And we're going to move right on from that battle, and we're going to face Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. She is a Psychic Specialist, and she's going to lead out with a Kadabra. The problem with this Pokemon right now is we are not going to outspeed... Oh, actually, we do outspeed the Alakazam. So as long as we can knock him out in 1 hit, we're fine. Like right there, Mr. Mime could have gone for Confusion and maybe done a decent amount of damage to us, made it confused us. So it's within range of things, but, we do knock out the Alakazam. So, okay, good. So that could have been a bad battle. Could have gone really south for us. Alakazam is a problem for this Pokemon. You're going to see why here in a little bit. But that leads us into our final gym battle of the game, our 8th gym, which is Giovanni number 3, Giovanni, and he leads out with a Rhyhorn. There's a 1-shot on the Rhyhorn. Doug Trio comes out. We'll go for Earthquake on the Doug Trio. It is a move that is, it's not 2 times effective, so that makes more sense. But Doug Trio is usually a frail Pokemon, and he 1-shots us from full health with a critical hit Dig. That wasn't fun. We don't lose a Giovanni very often. So now we're going to go and face this battle again. 1-shot on the Rhyhorn, that doesn't change. And we're going to go for Earthquake again, and it's just a range. It is what it is. If we don't get a critical hit, he's not going to knock us out, so I'm not too worried about that. But we do knock out the Doug Trio. So now from here on out, Really, none of his Pokemon have anything great that's going to go against it. Maybe Body Slam from Nidoqueen, which just goes for Scratch, a garbage 40 base power move in this battle. That's stupid. And then apparently Nidoking's Tackle is 300 effective power. Oh my lord. Like, are you seeing that? Hold on, I gotta pause this. I gotta pause that. Look at the right side. Nidoking, 300 effective power. Nidoqueen, 300 effective power. Horndrill, 300 effective. Oh my god, everything's 300 effective power with this Pokemon. I guess maybe it's classifying normal moves as something effective. I have no idea. But we get the win over Giovanni nonetheless. And we're going to move right on to our next battle, which is a final rival battle for the Elite Four. And he's going to lead out with a Pidgeot. Now, here's the problem with this battle. This is where I was talking about earlier. We don't have the ranges to get one-shots. Even though we have the type effectiveness against Pidgeot here, it doesn't one-shot with Rock Slide, even though it's a 2 times effective move. Mega Drain will replenish our health, but we don't need our health replenished. What I was trying to do is hang on to Mega Drain as long as humanly possible before having to get a move in here to do. Now, right there, I just did a move. I want to talk about that for 2 seconds. Right there, I just did Mega Drain on the Growlithe. My cat had jumped on my computer, on my right in front of me on my desk, so I had to remove my cat. So I hit the wrong move in the process of trying to move my cat with my other hand. That's why I hit the wrong move there. So a little bit of misplay, but not a big deal. And you're going to see again, after something else in this battle, I'm going to pause again because he tries to get up on my desk one more time. And we eventually get the knockout over Execute. Now, here's the problem with this playthrough, this battle, I should say, is we do not outspeed the Alakazam. And there's Acid coming in late in the game, as useless as it can be, and we get one shot from full health by Alakazam. So we're going to try this battle again with Mimic. Mimic's going to give us the ability to mimic a move off the opposition. Say it with me. Badge, Boost, Glitch. In Generation 1, if you modify your stats, it modifies every stat around it by 12.5% based on the badge you have. We have all the badges now, so when we up our speed with Agility, all of our other stats go up 12.5% every time we do Agility. So now our attack stats almost 200. Our special goes up as well, so more powerful. I really didn't want to lose Mega Drain because it's very effective against Lorelei. It can be more effective later in the game, but I digress. It is what it is. The better strategy is to go this route. And again, we get one shot from the Alakazam. So we have to make sure, if we don't get critical hit by the Alakazam, we probably win the battle. But we're going to try this again. So Agility 1, Agility 2, and Agility number 3. That'll get us fully set up. Very good. And we're going to go for Rock Slide on the Pidgeot. Very good. We're going to go for Earthquake on the Rhyhorn. Very good. Earthquake on the Growlithe. Very good. Execute comes out. We're still not going to be in range of one-shotting this stupid thing. But critical hit, we might have actually been able to, because critical hit kind of skips over our badge boost. Earthquake on the Alakazam, we actually go first, so we knock it out. And now it's a little bit of a battle of attrition here, trying to knock out the Blastoise. If our rival was smart, he'd just gone for Hydro Pump over and over and over again, and he probably would have won and knocked us out. However, we get the win, we get the knockout. We'll take the luck and move right on to Elite Four. Now that we're at the Elite Four, it's time to review our stats and our moves going into the Elite Four. First thing is our stats. Our stats, in the bottom left corner, our attack is 174, defense is 153. Speed is 167 and special is 147. Those are our in-battle stats with the corresponding badges. The ones you're seeing in the middle of the screen are before the badge boost is applied. And then the second thing we're going to review is our moves. Body Slam, Mimic, Earthquake, and Rock Slide. Most of those moves are going to be, stay there, but Body Slam is going to be removed later, and you'll see why. Let's go ahead and dive into the first member Elite Four, Lorelei. If you haven't seen any of my playthroughs before, you're going to learn something about Generation 1. Generation 1 has a thing called Good AI, which means Dugong has a move called Rest. Rest is classified as a psychic move. Good AI tells Dugong that Rest is the best move to use because it's psychic type, so it's just going to spam Rest. Same with Slowbro, it's just going to spam Amnesia. When we get in other battles, or like when we get into a battle against Lance, Lance has Agility on his Dragonairs, and his Dragonite has Agility and Barrier. So it's just going to spam that move. It's not going to do anything else because it doesn't think anything else is effective. So keep that in mind as we watch these battles, that we're going to have that luxury of bad AI, which I can't change that, so I just got to play through it. It is the same for every Pokemon. It has that advantage. So we're going to go for Rock Slide on Dugong. It's a one-shot, very good. We'll go for Rock Slide on the Cloyster. He hits an Aurora Beam. We're going to get a two-hit knockout on the Cloyster, very good. Slowbro, we're going to mimic Amnesia. And like I said, Slowbro is just going to spam Amnesia. It's the only psychic move it has, so it's going to spam that. If it had another psychic move, like let's say it had Psybeam, it would just spam Psybeam, which would be very effective and very, very detrimental to our Pokemon. Probably wouldn't get through the battle at all. But we are able to get fully set up. We Earthquake twice to knock out the Slowbro. Probably would have knocked out once, but we got a critical hit. And we one-shot the Jinx. And we're going to two-shot the Lapras. Lapras is scary because it could have froze us there, which means we had to take a reset. But we get the win nonetheless over Lorelei, and then move right on to Bruno. Bruno's not very tough. I didn't even heal, which I probably should have, but I didn't even heal going into this battle. Because same thing, Earthquake's going to one-shot the Onix. Very good. We level up. And now we're going to go ahead and go for Earthquake on the Hitmonchan. It's going to be a two-shot. Gets a critical hit, so this is where this battle gets a little bit more interesting than it has to be. Earthquake on the Hitmonlee. Yeah, we resist fighting moves, so that wasn't too bad. And Earthquake on the Onix. We don't one-shot for some reason. That's very weird. But we move on to the Machamp. And the Machamp goes for X defense, and now we're not going to do that much damage. We ran out of Earthquake, which is the most powerful move. But we're going to get a knockout nonetheless on Machamp. And we beat Bruno, and we move right on and face Agatha. Now, Agatha can be scary, but she's not that scary because we have very effective moves. As long as we outspeed and hit, we're going to be fine. Earthquake on the Gengar, it's a one-shot with a critical hit. Don't know if that mattered or not, but get a one-shot. Get a two-hit on the Golbat. It heals, thank goodness, because it could have gone for Confuse Ray or Supersonic, which is not fun. I accidentally hit Mimic on the Haunter, but Earthquake's a one-shot, very good. We got lucky, could have put us to sleep. Could have started using Dream Eater, but it's been very effective. That's a poison move. I'm sorry, a psychic move. But we get the win over Agatha pretty easily. Agatha was pretty simple because we outsped and we had a great move against her. So now we're going to go ahead and face Lance, the Dragon Master, and he's going to lead out with a Gyarados. Rock Slide on Gyarados is going to be a two-shot. Leer is actually great because Leer just upped our other stats around it, and now we're going to Mimic Agility. And like I said, Dragonair, both the Dragonairs and Dragonite are only going to spam Agility or Barrier. So we're able to get fully set up. Earthquake's a one-shot on the Dragonair. On the second Dragonair, Earthquake is also a one-shot. Aerodactyl comes out. Rock Slide is a one-shot as well. Dragonite comes out. Rock Slide looks like it's going to be about a two-shot. It's going to heal. So we're going to have to go for two more Rock Slides. Not a big deal. Switch to Body Slam. It's more consistent a move. Get the win over Lance. And that leads us right into our final battle of the game, the champion, our rival. And he's going to lead out with a Pidgeot. Now, Pidgeot no longer has Agility, so we can't Mimic Agility. However, we can go for Rock Slide. I'm sorry, we went for Earthquake, but we can go for Rock Slide, and it's going to be a two-hit if we can hit the Rock Slide. There we go. There's one, and we can just go for Body Slam, finish it off. Very good. Alakazam is a risk here because we want to Mimic Recover. So if we can just tank one move, one hit from Alakazam, its Psybeam shouldn't one-shot us. It's the lesser of Psybeam and Psychic, but it gets a critical hit, so it knocks us out from full health. So Rock Slide, we'll see if it goes any better against the Pidgeot. We take more damage, actually. But this is why we won't Recover, because we can just recover our health. It's not a big deal. We're going to go for Recover on the Alakazam. Very good. Psybeam does not one-shot us this time. Earthquake will one-shot the Alakazam. It's very frail. No, it doesn't. Wow. But it goes for Reflect, so that's good for us. And that moves us right on the Rhydon, where we're going to recover. And what we want is we want Rhydon to go for Leer or to go for Tail Whip. This will up our stats. Every time he does Leer, it's going to lower our defense by a stage, but it's going to up our other stats by 12.5% every single time. So he's got 3 in so far. We're going for Body Slam just because we don't want to knock it out quite yet. We want it to, go for the badge boost one more time. So we're minus 3 on our defense, but we're plus on everything else. We one-shot the Arcanine, and here's the problem with Executor. We don't have a move that can one-shot the Executor, so he puts us to sleep. And because our defense just got lowered, Stomp is actually very effective. Actually, Barrage is pretty effective as well, to be honest with you. So he gets a knockout over us. We lose to Executor. And this is why I'm like, we got to have that one-hit knockout capability. So we get rid of Body Slam, and we add in Hyper Beam. It actually is probably going to help us out against Alakazam, because Alakazam, we have not been able to one-shot the Alakazam either. So this is going to be very beneficial to have Hyper Beam. We're still going to Mimic Rest, because we still want to do the badge boost glitch against Rhydon. He's going to hit us with Psychic, does a lot of damage, but Hyper Beam is going to do a lot of damage too. One shot, and in Gen 1, we don't have to take a turn to recover. We're going to recover, but that's ironic. But we don't have to take a turn to recover from hitting with Hyper Beam. If you don't knock out the opposition with Hyper Beam, you have to take a turn to recharge. So we don't have to do that. We knocked out the Pokemon, so we're going to go for Rock Slide while we're waiting for Rhydon to keep going for Tail Whip or Leer. We are minus 3 on defense right now, which means we're plus 3 on all of our other stats. Come on, use one more. One more Leer, very good. We are full health. We knock out the Rhydon, and now we have 3 Pokemon left. Arcanine is a one-shot, very good. Executor, is it a one-shot with Hyper Beam? Is it a one-shot? It is not a one-shot. We get put to sleep if we just wake back up. I mean, keep going for Barrage, that's fine. Not a Critical Hit Barrage. Actually, Critical Hit Barrage is nice because it skips over our stats, our stat modifications, so that's good. We knock out the Executor, and now we're going to go for Hyper Beam on the Blastoise. It's going to be a 2-hit as long as we can tank a... If it didn't go for a withdrawal there, we would have lost, but we'll take the luck as we can get it, and we get the knockout over our rival. And that's going to time locked in the Elite Four at 54 minutes and 59 seconds, just under 55 minutes. Very nice for Arbok. I'm happy about that. Probably could be a lot better, honestly. I don't know if we can shave off 5 minutes, but we can definitely shave off, get this down around 51 minutes or something like that. Definitely get it further away from 55 minutes, now that we know what we need to do in the last couple battles. So let's go and look at the tier list real quick, and we'll see where this Pokemon lands. So at the time, locked in at 54 minutes and 59 seconds, this Pokemon comes in right behind Dugtrio in the B tier. Just behind it. Just in front of Magmar, just behind Dugtrio. Never in my life did I ever think that Arbok would be a better Pokemon than Scyther, than Fearow, than Raichu, than Magmar. But it is what it is. That's what this Pokemon lands. And honestly, I think if this Pokemon had the ground typing, it'd be even better. It would remove a lot of the problems that it has in this game. And I think it could have been that. I mean, I can't do a dark type challenge. So maybe I might do a what if, or what if Arbok was, poison ground or something like that. But honestly, respectable time. And it actually came in faster than 2 of the other poison types in this challenge. And I think the reason why is because it has a much better move diversity. As much as Muck and Weezing do have some decent move diversity for what they are compared to some other Pokemon out there, like Arbok has better move diversity. Having access to Dig, having access to Rock Slide, having access to Mega Drain, Body Slam, it just counters a lot of things that your rival has. Whereas, I guess Muck and Weezing do have access to Thunderbolt, but it is what it is. If you just heard that, I think I might have hit puberty right there. My voice cracked a little bit. Let's review what we have coming up on this channel. Next week, we have our final poison type we have to play through, and that is Golbat. Golbat is a Pokemon that does not have the same things as Arbok. Arbok had access to some moves, some good diversity. Didn't have any super, I guess Body Slam super powerful, and so is Earthquake and Dig. But this Pokemon does not. This Pokemon does not have access to any super powerful moves. I mean, when you're relying on probably going to have Double Edge and then Hyper Beam in Elite Four, that's not really, we had to do Hyper Beam as the last resort with Arbok. We're going to have to do that as a first resort with a Golbat to have a chance at a good playthrough. Now, I played through Zubat evolving into Golbat a long time ago. That playthrough did not go well. I think it went well over an hour and a half to 2 hours or something like that. So I don't anticipate this Pokemon being bad because we do start off with some pretty good moves. We start out with Leech Life, which it's not great, but it will replenish health. It's super effective against poison Pokemon. There's a lot of poison Pokemon in early games, so that's going to be helpful. We also start off with Bite. Bite's going to be pretty good as well. Why this Pokemon starts with Bite and Arbok does not, I don't know. There's no consistency when it comes to Game Freak, but it is what it is. I'm excited for this because I've never played through Golbat solo, and this is going to be fun. I played through this Zubat evolving into Golbat, and that was frustrating. But this, we'll see how this is. I think it definitely will come in last. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near close to the other 4 Pokemon in this challenge, so that's something I predict. But we will see. That's going to come out next Friday. Next Wednesday, we have a very fun video planned for Crystal, Pokemon Crystal. We are playing through with Sneasel. It's going to be a solo run. Sneasel, not a great Pokemon, but it does have it's an interesting typing. It's Ice Dark, something I've never dealt with before. And it's going to be fun to do. And I'm actually really excited to play through with the optimized playthrough. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, if you made it this far, please make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. All those things really help out the channel. I really do appreciate it if you can do all those things. My name is JD. This is Polywar's Wrath. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time.